So my husband is an entrepreneur, and he told me that a man is not judged by his watch or his cars or his clothes, but he's actually judged by his wife, the woman on his arm. And it makes so much sense because that's something that you just cannot buy. So if you want a high value man, you yourself has to be a high value woman, because no man is going to walk around with a woman who can't take care of herself and upkeep herself, especially if that's the way that he is judged by his peers. So some ways that I always just make sure that I'm polished and put together, especially whenever I'm at a event with him or just on my own, I always make sure that I have my hair done. Now, even if there is a event going on that I know about, I make sure to get my hair redone in order to be ready for that event. And I always have a fresh manicure. I talk so much with my hands, and if I don't have a fresh manicure, then I literally cannot function. And then most importantly, I always make sure to be modest and sexy at the same time. Now you're probably thinking, like, what do you mean by modest and sexy? That means that if I am showing cleavage or showing my upper body, then the bottom half of me is covered, and vice versa. If I'm showing my legs, then my cleavage is covered. And whenever we are out somewhere and he is speaking amongst his peers, I never interrupt a conversation. I allow everyone to speak, and then when I feel like I can add my 2 cents, I add my 2 cents. But I'm never loud, and I never interject my opinion, especially when it's not needed. Because when my husband is trying to do business, make connections, the last thing I want him to have to do is worry about me. Now, if you want to learn how to become a high value woman, I have a free guide in my bio that will give you 10 habits that you can start doing today.
Woo! Hey, listen. That is a real woman right there. That is a real woman. That is a real wife. And I appreciate her sharing her content and just her viewpoint on things. And I'm like, I 100% agree with her. 100%. And it's really 2 things I want to dive into based on this video. And again, I just want to make sure I say this. Shout out to the content creator always, man. Just providing that. Dang, that's on point. But 2 things. The first thing, her awareness is so incredibly high. So incredibly high. I think that a lot of women can learn so much game from her. I mean, she pointed out a lot of different things about, the way she dressed. She was aware about how she speak with her hands and having her manicure done. Keeping a fresh do or whatnot. Her hair, on point wherever they go. When it comes to the way she dressed, like I said, understanding like, okay, if she gonna have her cleavage showing a little bit, the bottom half is covered and vice versa. And then the cherry on top, if her husband is doing business or whatever, if he's in a room making his rounds and networking, he handling the business a certain way, she only speaks when it's necessary, right? She's there as support for him, right? Man, what was the song with Beyonce saying something about, she can basically bring value to Jay-Z in certain rooms. But I guarantee that Beyonce isn't just speaking when Jay-Z's speaking, right? Her there is just her being there, looking the way she looks, beautiful as a wife. Same thing with this young lady. It just, men respect that. Men respect that. That probably gave him 10 extra points. So I just commend, man, her awareness on how to be a lady, right? How to be a woman and how to understand her space in certain rooms and environment. I mean, just absolutely wonderful to hear this, man. And again, guys out there, this is what we want, right? This is the mannerism, this is the attitude, this is the professionalism. This is the wifey type. This is the archetype, right, of what we want when it comes to wifey, right? This is the female you need to be looking for. However, You know what I'm saying? Make sure that you can match that energy. You listen, if she's saying, listen, I'm a high value woman because I bring these attributes, you gotta match that. Listen, we want this, but you gotta be able to match that same energy. You understand? That don't mean you have to be a super corporate dude, but you gotta be able to match that energy. So that's point one. Point two. We have always said this from day one, right? From day one, is that yes, women just being with the man that's what makes it a prize. That's what make ladies a prize, man. That's just what makes them a prize. And we can say that, yeah, women aren't, listen, women like this are the prize. They are, man. And this not me over here trying to place her on a pedestal. It's not. But when a woman show up like this, you can't help but just say, man, I got one. You know what I mean? I have one. And listen, they don't always come fully packaged like this, right? Sometimes it takes for them to go through their personal journey. And I'm sure someone taught her well, and she learned a lot of things on her own too. But again, she hit the nail on the head. This is what men look for when they want a serious relationship. But again, you have to match that energy, man. You just have to match that energy. And listen, if you can find a woman like this, again, the point of the video is we are judged by our woman. We just are. We just are, man. And if you can have one like this on your arm, listen, you going to the top. And again, listen, let me make sure I preface this. I'm not saying you need a woman to make or break you, but it just adds so much. It makes it easier. It just makes it easier when you do have a woman like that. And this is what I call a strong woman, right? Not the one with the attitudes, not the one who's very boisterous, not the one who's acting very masculine. No, this is a strong woman. She's self-aware, right? She understands her femininity. She understands how to be sexy, and she understands how to move in certain rooms. She knows when to speak, not when to speak. That's a strong woman who's very, very self-aware, right? So listen, if you have something other than this, again, no one's perfect. I doubt she's perfect, but she hitting it on the head, man. She is on point, and I can appreciate it. I can appreciate it. So, whoo, man, hey, ladies, this is what we're looking for. But again, I get it. We got to match the energy. I'm never going to not hold us accountable. I'm never not going to hold us accountable. We have to match that energy too. We have to match that energy. So there it is. Hey, drop a comment below. Subscribe to the Husband Code if it's your first time. If you've been watching for a while, subscribe. And also, hit the like button if you got any value. Hit the notification bell because we're going to continuously drop videos like this every day. So, hey, until next time, man. I love videos like this. I love it. Till next time. Peace.